Hello everyone, I'm E.N.G.A.G.E, an integrative psychotherapist with a private practice in Gosforth called Peel Psychological Consultancy. A couple of days ago, I posted something online just about tips for the day, about how we might manage some of this anxiety that we're all feeling at the moment. These are particularly scary and worrying times. Our lives have changed overnight, and for many of us that is unsettling and worrying, and we're finding ourselves trying to cope in very different ways to what has usually been our social norm. Thank you to everybody who sent some really great feedback, and as you can see, I paid attention to the fact that you couldn't hear me very well because I was outside and walking, and for sure walking is a really great way for me to think, but I took heed, and so I'm quiet and I'm going to try and stay still as I share with you something about the engagement model. Now this is a model we've been working on at Peel for the last several years, and it's used in private counselling and psychotherapy. It's also used in business, industry, the NHS, teaching and law, and it's really adaptable. But as some of you asked, so a little while back I did put something online, something written about engagement and what the first part of the model E.N.G.A.G.E stands for. And some of you have been back in touch to say, could I say a little bit more about what that means? So I'm going to give it a go today. And in particular, I'm thinking about the first part of the model E.N.G.A.G.E and how it might work for us specifically on a day-to-day basis, for our here and now, right now. Usually when I'm using E.N.G.A.G.E and engagement with clients and industry and leaders, and also with other practitioners, the model's used in a little bit different. So bear with me, we'll see how it goes. As ever, give me some feedback. All feedback is good feedback. And it's really nice because it makes this process what we call reciprocal and relational. We're interactive. Okay, so how are we doing for time? I'm going to keep an eye on the time because I don't want this to run on too long and you get bored stiff with it. But let's see how we go. Okay, so engagement is a two-part model. It's based on relational psychotherapy. It's based on modern day attachment. It's based on the latest findings from the fields of trauma and also the latest neuroscientific teachings that are coming out from the fields of interpersonal neurobiology. But that aside, how can we let's take E.N.G.A.G.E and let's think about how we can stay and engage with ourselves, with others, and what's going on at the moment. So E.N.G.A.G.E stands for education, notice and name, game, analysis, generate, and end. Okay, and it kind of works further with the ABCs of psychotherapy that I mentioned the other day. So affect, which I take to mean feelings and emotions, B, behavior, our actions, and C, cognition, how we think, our thinking processes. Okay, so I thought if we took the first part of the acronym E, which stands for educate, and I just say a little bit about why education is important and how we can use it here and now in this moment. So education, and in particular when I work with clients, I use psychoeducation. It's really important because it helps to keep these frontal lobes, this big frontal lobe, this neocortex online. This is the part of the brain that we call the thinking brain. And it's the part of the brain that quickly starts to shut down when we feel overwhelmed, anxious, stressed, i.e. scared about something and out of control. And that, I'm sure, is for all of us at the moment in some shape or form. So when we lose our ability to think clearly, we start to really struggle with our ability to be rational, to problem solve, and to sort out the facts from the fiction. So educate. Not sure if you can see that or if it's upside down, you'll have to tell me. But educate stands for, in this moment, basing your information on facts, not fiction. What we imagine is happening is far scarier than what is actually happening, because our imagination runs wild with us and taps into our own internal negative processes. So facts, not fiction. Have a broad perspective. Look around. See what works for you. See what makes sense to you. There's lots out there and there's lots being said. But what we want to do is keep an open mind. Things change quickly. Limit your exposure. We can basically sit in the scare of what's happening today 24/7. And whilst we need some of that information, we don't need all of it. Remember, theories are only one person's way of looking at things. So limit your exposure. Choose one social medium to get your resources from and stick with it. And broaden your education into other things, yeah? And also share ideas. Sharing ideas helps us to explore, to see different perspectives and broaden our horizons, yeah? So educate stands for facts, not fiction, open-mindedness, limited exposure, but the sharing of ideas. If we do that, we will stay thinking, rational, and have the ability to be analytical. All right. Let me know how that goes. If it works well, we'll look at other parts of the model, maybe tomorrow and through the rest of the week. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, stay well. Bye-bye.